This is the story of one miraculous survivor, pulled from the rubble of Haiti's devastating earthquake. An 8-week-old baby girl taken into the care of a British surgeon who was determined to save her life.
We're trying to get the best possible help for this child.
David Knott broke the rules to evacuate a baby for the life-saving treatment she desperately needed. But just who was the baby? And were her family still alive? The search through the wreckage of Haiti's destroyed capital led to the back streets of one of its worst slums, to a woman who might be the baby's mother. Was this the child she had given up for dead? The baby's plight drew many people into her life and changed their lives forever.
You look very pretty now, don't you?
But what started as a simple act of mercy would have unpredictable and profound consequences for everyone involved. On January the 12th, 2010, a massive earthquake devastated Haiti. It destroyed much of the capital, Port-au-Prince. 300,000 people died. Many more were injured. Rescuers did what they could to pull survivors from the wreckage. Tens of thousands had lost their homes and were living in makeshift camps. With hospitals collapsed, the wounded were being treated on the streets. Some of the more seriously injured were ferried to an emergency field hospital. David Knott is a surgeon based at London's Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. Over the past 17 years, he's been a volunteer in disaster zones all over the world. Within days of the earthquake, he volunteered for the medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières. For weeks, his skills in treating severe crush injuries proved invaluable.
I've done a lot of reconstructive surgery, lots of flaps and special microvascular flaps. We did all those this morning to cover bones and injuries and so on. This hospital is quite amazing. We look after more than 250 patients. Last week alone we did 200 surgical operations, which is on average about 30 operations per day. When the two hospitals, Paco and Trinity Hospital, were closed and due to the earthquake, all the patients were transferred to this area here called St. Louis, which was basically a football pitch, which has now been built into an enormous district general hospital with 48 tents, with an intensive care unit, 2 operating theatres.
Many of David's patients were children, and many of them orphans.
He's going to be on traction now for probably about 3 months. He's got a fractured hip and a fractured femur. I find the whole experience extremely distressing. Going around the wards, seeing children with amputated arms and legs screaming for their mothers and fathers when there aren't any mothers and fathers because they've died in the earthquake. It's one of the most emotional experiences I've ever had.
However, there was one patient under David's care who could not be treated at this makeshift hospital.
We have a baby who was 3 months old, who was involved in the hospital at Trinity when it collapsed in the earthquake. In fact, lost its arm, but not only that, had a major burn injury to the top of its head. The problem is, what we feel is that the cranium itself is in fact dead, so it probably needs to be removed because it won't actually heal. And my thoughts were that we couldn't really do it in this environment because of the sterility and because of the equipment and because we don't have neurosurgical or we don't have craniofacial plastic surgeons. And the problem is that the baby could die if we don't do anything about it.
David's work was nearly at an end. His time was running out in Haiti, and so was the baby's, because of the burns injuries she suffered before the earthquake. He was determined to get her to London for an emergency operation that he hoped would save her life. This was certainly an unconventional move, to evacuate a lone child from her homeland, and it wasn't going to be easy. All he had was the child's name, Landina Seignon, as recalled by a nurse at the collapsed hospital from where she'd been rescued. But Landina had no known family. Amid all the chaos, David was helped by a children's charity, Facing the World, who obtained a medical visa in London, but there was still the matter of a passport.
Closed up. Closed.
Yeah, completely closed, unfortunately.
David had 24 hours to get Landina's passport, or they would miss the helicopter specially arranged for Landina's evacuation. And the baby's condition was deteriorating. Her head was badly infected and her burns in need of constant attention.
Because the bone's all dead, there's a significant risk of infection, and also not only a systemic infection but a brain infection. So that's why the child needs to have some urgent treatment in a neurosurgical centre. Let's just hope that we succeed.
The next day, just hours before he had to leave, the emigration office finally opened. But there was a queue around the block. David was eventually swept into the offices. 5 hours later, he emerged with a passport for Landina. To undertake this long and hazardous journey safely, David needed the expert assistance of his colleague paediatrician, Francois Babatin-Larieux.
How's the little one?
Little one's fine. She's obviously a bit sleepy, which is good, as long as her hat stays on.
Bonjour.
A helicopter would ferry them across the island to the far side of the Dominican Republic, connecting them with a scheduled flight to London.
Your boarding card?
Yes. Thank you.
Is she being adopted in London or?
No.
Just for surgery.
Ah, okay. And then coming back?
Yes,
Yeah.
we hope so.
And will she stay in London?
She's going to Great Ormond Street
Okay.
for some surgery.
Will they keep her there though?
Oh yeah, 6 months or something like that.
Will she have to go back eventually?
Back to Haiti
She'll have to go back.
when she's better. Back to Haiti. Yeah.
That's why you have a certain knack, I guess.
Yeah, he's much better than I am.
A mother, nurse, a grandmama. I could be.
24 hours after leaving Haiti, David, Francois and Landina arrived at Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, where surgeons, volunteering their time, were standing by to carry out her operation. A team of craniofacial and neurosurgeons undertook the vital operation that was impossible in Haiti.
Let me have a trimmer, please, when you're ready.
So what we're doing now is just taking off that bit of bone that we think is not viable, and the fact that it separates so nicely suggests that in fact it's not got a blood supply. And underneath, the wound looks nice and pink and healthy. And that shows that the child's actually in robust health.
Let's just get rid of this bit in the centre.
Over the south side.
Blazer,
Yeah.
have you got the back dressing?
The back dressing is here.
Lovely. This dressing just allows a sterile field, and what that does is keep it nice and clean, and hopefully create an environment where the bone will heal and the scalp will heal. The black sponge dressing is a charcoal sponge. It doesn't stick to the wound, but it allows a negative pressure to be applied through the sponge, which sucks out the infection and the microbiological content of the wound. Great. It's nice when things happen the way they should.
I think this was the right time to bring this little girl over. We didn't know what was underneath that dead bone, but thankfully, because of the great care she's had so far, the skull was healing, but removing that dead bone will facilitate that healing and help to prevent any further infection. So, very satisfying, very good. I'll ask Greg, I'll see him tomorrow.
The operation was a success. Landina was transferred to the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, where David works, and where surgeon Simon Eccles was in charge of her post-operative care.
She's now a healthy young child who is doing really well, comparatively to 3 or 4 weeks ago, whereby she really did have a few days to, to live. If the infection set in, she would have died.
But a mystery remained. Just whose baby was this?
So now, Landina, you're having a nice little nap whilst I do something for you.
Landina Seignon, the 2-month-old baby who was dramatically pulled from the rubble of the Haitian earthquake, was now stable after a life-saving operation. But she faced months of rehabilitation, with surgeon David Knott a part of her team. The charity Facing the World, who had arranged her evacuation, had the responsibility for Landina's long-term care and all her medical bills. To raise the funds needed, the charity brought in the press. Leading this publicity campaign was the charity's chief executive, Sarah Driver-Jowett. But all this exposure led to some pretty wild rumours.
One of the things that people are saying is that Landina has been snatched from Haiti and we intend to keep her in the country come hell or high water. The present rumour is that David's going to adopt her. Yeah, that's my reaction.
News of Landina's story had even filtered back to Haiti, leading to confusing claims from possible relatives.
We need to go back now to Haiti ourselves, and I think that we perhaps need to work out the mechanisms of trying to find out who her family is, rather than this outside influences of people making up rumours and discussions and Twitters and so on and so forth. And we need to, tell them to twit off and find out exactly who her relatives are.
3 months after the earthquake, with little of the promised international aid arriving in Haiti, the rubble had still not been cleared from the streets. And the hospital that Landina was rescued from still lay in ruins. Somehow she survived its collapse, even though 25 other patients, 8 nurses and a doctor died. Journalist Inigo Gilmore began the search for her family here. But no medical records remained to help identify any of her relatives. However, one of several people claiming to be a relative of Landina Seignon had come forward.
These pictures are just taken recently of Landina in London. Does it look like Landina?
She has the same last name as hers, Seignon. And then Landina has the same nose as me, would be my niece.
She has the same nose as you?
His claims to be a relative of Landina's turned out to be mistaken. So was Landina yet another orphan of the earthquake? As a last resort, Inigo made a radio appeal to see if there were any of Landina's real family out there.
It wasn't possible to find the family at the time. So we're trying to find the family to see if there's a family for her to come back to in Haiti.
Back in London, having made good progress, it was time for Landina to move in with the host mother, appointed by the charity Chain of Hope, Najma Latif, and her family.
I have 3 daughters of my own, and we live in Buckinghamshire. And we've been a host family for about 10 to 12 children from developing countries. So we're used to having children staying with us. We'll take you home and look after you until you're well enough to go home. Oh, that was a big burp.
Do you want the baby?
Meanwhile in Haiti, a breakthrough. Inigo Gilmore finally received information that led to a notorious slum in the Bizouton neighborhood of Port-au-Prince, and to a woman who was about to be stunned by some incredible news.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Hi. Inigo. Nice to meet you.
This is a document of Landina Seignon. This is the mother of Landina Seignon. She was born in December 25th.
That's when she went to hospital?
Yeah. This is the document that they gave her. And at the time, she was 1 month. And this is her because this is the document.
It's the same number.
Nous vraiment connaît au même que qui maman petite là cause même numéro ça et même numéro de ce document.
D'accord. Merci.
Is that Landina? What would she like to happen now?
Marie Mirac lives in this overcrowded slum, which has for years suffered from poor sanitation and regular power cuts. The tiny shack that was Landina's home was left intact by the earthquake. Her mother, Marie Mirac, still lives here with her other 3 children.
Voici Manuela Joubert, ma fille, première. Et aussi Jefferson, mon garçon. Et Marie Richlandin, ma fille.
Toute famille dorme ici?
Oui.
Où?
Voilà. Dormi Fatia.
Ici?
Et moi-même, dormi là. Oui, tout le monde dormi là, moi-même, dormi là.
It was here on Christmas Day last year that Landina suffered the burns that put her in hospital in the first place.
Balen mwen tan achete, non. Pour moi-même, mesure balen mwen te kite ante nan longueur ça. Comprends? Nous voyons des quitter dans longueur ça, les difficultés à prendre. Parce que si balen dans acheter dans l'internet, il va suffire pour le faire nuit là. Nous devons bien l'acheter balen. Les mots tenus venir les mots d'une différence. Les venir en train de caler encore, c'est juste moi Landina dans mes mounios, un coup de béton là. C'est là côté différent. Je suis né maintenant dans mes là pas je face. Nadine.
Landina was here?
Oui. La Landina vient. C'est voisinage qui te prend Landina. Non, quittez ça avec moi. Quittez ça. Même si nous Landina, on peut me courir. Nous tomber dans moi. M'a dit me perdre du courage moi, me perdre humiliation non, me perdre déception non. Oh bon Dieu, regardez ça privé. Me dit mon Dieu plutôt marche bain qui se marche bain ça la privé jusque là. Et ça privé m'a prendre moi, me perdre du courage, me perdre humiliation. Pour je me l'hôpital.
Landina's life was saved when she was pulled from the ruins of La Trinité Hospital. But how was it that Landina, 2 weeks earlier, had been left here all alone? A day after the accident, amid confusion and high emotion, Marie Murak's mother told her that Landina was dead, clearly a mistake.
Maman était tellement à crier, maman était tellement à crier, ça était tellement potime. Il est descendu en bas, il dit bon maman, il va dire maman, il dit m'en aller, là il dit m'en aller, il me dit pour qui ça? Je dis moi on allait parce que ça fait ça et là va beaucoup moi. Il y a même font monde comme ça. Il y a mon Dieu veut mourir. Maman dit maman, ma aussi mon petit. Nous aimons te faire. Si c'est mourir mourir. Dis moi mourir bon Dieu prend. Il dit bon comme tu comprends. On dit non mourir. Bon en fait il est tout quitter le tout. Parce que il va te baptiser il te manqué 2 mois pour de gagner un mois. 2 jours pour de gagner un mois. Il manqué 2 jours pour de gagner un mois. C'est la bien un mois. D'abord moi le 27, je suis après le 25, le 26. Il va.
A DNA test finally confirmed that Marie Murak was indeed Landina's mother, and a Skype call was arranged by the charity so she could see her daughter for the first time since they had been separated.
Hey, look who that is.
Can you see your mother? Yeah, look, there's your mummy. There's your mummy. There's your mummy.
Monday still faisait où est-ce qu'elle fait ça?
She's getting teeth, but she doesn't have any yet.
She'll laugh very soon. Hello, and then you can see. Very good.
Carl, pose la question de Carl, dis, est-ce que vous avez déshabillé le bon temps ouais, qui longueur pour être coupé?
So she has an arm. Oops.
Oui, vous m'avez là. Dans les compagnies.
She's got a burn.
There you go. Can you see her there?
This is Najma.
Hello.
And Najma is Landina's host mum, so Landina spends most of her time living with Najma.
Hi. Qu'est-ce que vous avez besoin? Je dis merci avant tout pour aider avec nous pour que soin nous prendre pour moi. Moi bon marraine.
I would love to be her godmother. That would be fantastic. Tell her she's a very loved baby.
The charity Facing the World now offered to fly Marie Murak to London for a reunion with her daughter. There will be difficult questions to discuss about Landina's future. Tests had confirmed that Marie Mirac was Landina's mother, and it was time to take the trip to London to be reunited with the daughter she had given up for dead. She said goodbye to her other 3 children, left in the care of neighbours.
That's her yesterday. Can we get you a glass of water? All right. Come on, Grandpa. Sir? Hello. Yeah? Not yet. She's still very sleepy. It's all right. All right. It's all right. Okay. Yeah. And this is a wonderful baby.
Bonjour, bonjour. Je suis très heureuse de faire votre connaissance.
David Knott, returning from another medical mission, this time in Afghanistan, finally met up with Landina's mother.
Yes, it's Uncle David. Come to see you. Très belle.
Merci.
Oui, oui, très belle. Comme sa mère.
Oh, non, pas
Oui,
comme
oui,
moi.
oui, oui. Wow. Incroyable. Oh, hello. You remember me? Yes, it's your Uncle David. You look very pretty now, don't you? Very happy.
Now that David had met Marie Mirac, there was much to discuss about Landina's future.
Samedi avidi seulement, c'est lorsque je connais Landina pour l'entrée, je pour la Haïti, no mois novembre ou décembre, ça a été dit. Samedi me connais, est-ce que l'elle vient, est-ce qu'il y a plagué de même, parce que travail, pour travailler, moi, on a sorti qui m'a dit, faut qu'on lave de temps en temps, on va pas quitter, faut qu'on lave tout le temps, pour qu'on c'est l'embout pour battre toute affection parce que dans le moment où il y a là il pas qu'à laguer j'en qu'à laguer l'autre petit qui est tout à fait normal.
There was a lot of work to do and she mustn't feel anxious or anything about at the moment. She should just enjoy being with Landina, enjoy being her mum.
It was dawning on David that having saved Landina's life, he now had responsibilities for her future.
You know, sometimes I think to myself that if we let this baby go back and the baby died through an infection, through lack of hygiene, through social deprivation, the whole works, then it's a fundamental problem that right from the very beginning we should not have taken this child and bring it to Great Britain to have its fantastic treatment and then to go back and die. That is the issue.
Marie Mirac had spent a few weeks bonding with her daughter. Before she returned to her other children in Haiti, she wanted to have Landina baptized. Members of London's Haitian community were witnesses.
Landina Marie, I baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Host mother Najma and David were made godparents.
Merci Anissa, merci à l'école et thank you à Sarah, thank you à les journalistes, merci beaucoup.
It was 5 o'clock the following morning, and Marie Maroc had to say goodbye to Landina, not knowing when she would see her again.
Bye, Mama.
Merci. N'importe. Oui. Merci. Bon voyage.
Hello. Thanks very much.
With Landina's medical needs being taken care of, those involved in her life met to set up a new support group called Friends of Landina. It would try to devise a plan to help her family's social needs back in Haiti and pave the way for Landina's eventual return home.
When we found her in Haiti, you know, it was really a start of something which I'd never really got into at all before, never knew very much about, and now realise it's very complicated, really, extremely complicated. And I'm glad I'm going to Haiti next week to see for myself exactly what's it all about, really, and to get a feel for what we're really going to face.
For all David's experience, his return to Haiti would prove more challenging than anything he'd ever encountered. Eight months after Landina's operation, she was making steady progress, but she still needed regular treatment to her head and other burns she suffered in the house fire.
So we'll keep using the gel just to soften up what's going on up here. I wanted to go all the way up along that scar line. So all the way along here. Yeah, so you
Getting sweaty.
Yeah. I know. We'll just keep an eye on that knee, because if we start to get a little bit of a bend in it, we might need to go back into the splint for night times.
David has returned to Haiti for the first time since the earthquake, to see whether conditions there would eventually allow Landina to return home.
To be honest with you, I'm quite shocked. For all this stuff, none of this has been cleared, has it?
No.
What's the general mood of the people here now?
I mean, it hasn't been a positive thought in a long time since this earthquake.
Is this where I'm staying?
Yes. This is Park Hotel.
Well, it doesn't look very safe, Bruno.
No, it's held together. It's okay. You'll be safe.
Let's hope so.
Okay.
Francois Babotin-Larrière, the French doctor who took Landina to London with David, joined him in Haiti to help him assess the situation.
The whole place is absolutely filthy.
To be really honest with you, it's probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a food market next to a sewer, open sewer with a pig eating, you know, excrement, basically, next to it all. You know, the place is so unhygienic, it's full of bacteria, and it's not far away from where Landina's mother lives, so it doesn't bode well.
I was in Afghanistan, Pakistan, even in Gaza, it's not the same dirtiness that here.
It's very difficult to say, can we send Landina back to this, something like this? Open sewers and muck and filth and excrement.
If the streets weren't shocking enough, David was about to find the state of Haiti's hospitals no less disturbing.
Oh, we're in the government hospital, so we're going to have a look at the paediatric services here.
The children's wing had been badly damaged in the earthquake. David wanted Francois, an experienced paediatrician, to assess the state of the medical facilities in case Landina ever needed treatment here.
This little girl has actually psychiatric disorders. It's like autism. It's like
What does she find working here that she struggles with?
Médicaments, pour matériel même, c'est comme jour, c'est à
Francois just discovered that they probably use the same IV lines several times over for the patients. That is a potential huge problem. I think she's blind. Probably has cerebral palsy.
Yes.
If Landina came back here with an infection or something like that, it would be a problem.
That evening, David went to visit Marie Mirac at home. He wanted to see for himself the place to which Landina might return.
Be careful, it's a little slippery right here, so watch your step.
And this water running through here is not clean?
No, not from... It's sewage water.
It's like an open sewer then, really?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Meno, yo.
Bonjour. Ça va? Oh, très bien. Toi, ça va?
Bien. We know, Mother still Landina.
She said, have you seen Landina? Yeah, I saw her 3 or 4 days ago. Tu aimes?
Non, pour le moment, la zone a des problèmes. Chaque fois, il y a des points, il y a des vitesses par son côté, il est obligé de prendre parce que les autres avaient ses
And how does she feel since leaving England?
Tellement c'est que t'as gagné les moutons du monde là. Dans le pays mounio, même dans le pays mounio, nous sommes plus à l'aise. Ça là c'est comme ça, nous sommes en Angleterre, des jeunes courants, mettez moi blague à haute, c'est les mettez une lumière. Magan nous dans nos pays pas gagner élection par un courant.
Okay. Avez un bon dormir. Okay? Bonsoir. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. That was something else.
Have you ever been to a place then with absolutely zero electricity?
No. Well, I suppose the refugee camps I've worked in, but not a township, so to speak, with no electricity. There's no way that Landina can go back and live in a slum. It's filthy, there's a lot of running sewage. She can't possibly go there.
David, already shaken by the appalling conditions in Haiti, now had to deal with a no less stressful matter. He and Marie Mirac had to work out how to support this family in the long term.
See, I'm out of my comfort zone at the moment, well out of my comfort zone, and that's why it's difficult for me. I'm not a social worker. I've never been trained in management of certainly refugees and how to work out the social aspects of children and how to understand the family structure and all this sort of stuff. I have no idea, and I'm well out of my comfort zone, and that's why I'm finding it very stressful.
Part of David's mission in Haiti was to see how money could best be used to help Landina's family. This had already become an issue because some of the money David had sent to Marie Marac to buy her children's school uniforms and other necessities had already been spent.
C'est combien, Marie Marac?
20.
Tu as la monnaie?
Non.
Moi non plus.
Mais où est-ce non?
Sur US dollar. Marie Marac, $20.
25.
Et aussi en 9,5. Juste $20. Aussi, Marie Marac, une receipt. Le receipt. Reçu.
Reçu?
Oui. Tout nécessaire pour un reçu. Tout. Tu comprends?
Oui, vous me dites la vie.
David was feeling the strain of being responsible for a family with so many needs.
All we're saying is that we just feel that she needs to act a bit more responsibly. It has nothing to do with her as a person. It's just I need to make sure that she's responsible.
N'importe maman responsable, maman qui a pensé au foyer.
J'aime bien Bruno, maman toujours. Ma lever tout le monde ça papa pas dire et moi je choix pas me que connais choix pas me même je dis mais choix pas me que connais choix pas me depuis avant de cause avant que connais choix pas me.
No.
Mais c'est responsabilité pas me.
The bottom line of it is that we all love Landina to bits and we just want the best for her, and at the moment we're just trying to sort out her family with a proper place to stay, schooling and everything, and so that's what we're doing. All I'm saying to her is I just feel that she needs to show me that she is a responsible person to do that, and that's all I'm asking. Maria, ne crie pas. C'est difficile à le moment, difficile, oui, pour toi et moi. Ne crie pas.
Having patched things up with Marie Marac, David had to return home to his patients in London.
Merci beaucoup.
In their new uniforms, and with fees paid for by David, Marie Marac took her other children off to school. Raising funds so that Landina's brother and sisters are educated is part of the plans David and others in the Friends of Landina group have for securing the family's future. A future that would include Landina.
Moi, je ne pas filmer l'école. Jamais je ne filmer l'école parce que l'école, l'éducation compte dans la vie, surtout pour Haïti. Pour que l'éducation passe, nous avons gagné la même période.
Ça nous dit encore? Ok, ça donne combien de temps? Maintenant, on met le sel. Là, très bien.
Landina's first birthday party, and many of those involved in her story gathered to celebrate.
Can you do your line, Rodina?
For all the devoted care Landina had received, She still faced years of treatment, her future uncertain.
Landina has a unique injury, and so we can't plot that it's going to be better tomorrow. We can't say it'll be better next month. We can't say it'll be better in 6 months. There will be a point that she's healthy and stable and able to go home. The question, I guess, is what happens then?
For David, the man who broke with convention to give this child a chance, Landina's birthday was a moment to reflect on the consequences of saving a life.
She's going to be part of my life for the next, 25 years. If every time I went out on a mission and brought a baby back, I think people would think I was a bit strange.
For Landina's mother, Marie Mirac, reunited with a child she had given up for dead and now separated once more, it was time to consider Landina's future.
Imagination bat ko ka vin avec mon connait. Moi retourner à Haïti comme moi-même qui retourner à Haïti parce que nous avons qui fait me supporter. Consulter Haïti pas bon pour Landina, Landina sorti mon guetan. Côté là, si nous traverser dans notre pays avec, venir ici traverser, on venir ici avec traverser dans notre pays avec. Nous quitter venir. Mais venir ici avec pas traverser dans notre pays avec, vous me que rester côté là lui-même. On nous fait là, Haïti pas pays pour Landina vivre là.
She said Mama on the phone to Marie yesterday. And that must have made Marie very happy. That must have pulled at her heartstrings a little bit. Yeah.
Happy birthday.